Hey guys, welcome back. Ethan with Hey Buckle Outdoors today. If you're anything like me, you're looking for a new compact EDC knife to carry with you on a daily basis. So I'm excited to do a review on the CIVIVI Elementum. This is a micro, I wouldn't say ultra small, but it's a pretty small EDC pocket knife. Now what we've got here, I'll be going over some of the specs, but we have a nice D2 satin finish blade there with a hollow grind, definitely good for a multitude of purposes. We got these G10 handle scales, definitely a very exciting knife. So let's get into the specifications real quick and then we'll get into the review itself. Stay tuned. So your CIVIVI Elementum is going to come in this little nylon case. Open it up. Got the knife. It's got like some fabric in there to keep it from getting dinged up. You do have a little microfiber cloth to clean the blade or whatever, and then you do have the blade itself. Now it isn't an assistant open, but it is more of like a flick design. Now looking in there, I'm not sure if it's bronze washers or what we've got that it's writing on, but whatever it is, just it doesn't really take that much effort. Now some of the specifications, overall length is going to be just under 7 inches at 6.99 inches. Like I said, D2 steel with a satin finish. Hollow grind, definitely one of my favorite edge geometries on there. Gives you that hollow grind is very good for a multitude of different tasks, anything from cordage cutting, cardboard, even basic food prep. I probably would stick away with that with such a small knife. The blade length, this is what's really interesting, is 2.96 inches. Now, all the indications that I can find online, it is exactly 2.96. A lot of manufacturers will dance around that number a little bit. They'll say one thing, but it'll actually be another. So most states have a 3 or 3.5 inch blade limit, so it's not considered a concealed weapon, quote unquote. So you can carry this most places in your pocket and not have to worry about being on the wrong side of the law. Handle length is just over 4 inches at 4.03 inches. Green G10 handle scales. You get the CIVIVI logo right there. Pretty cool, nice and shiny. The blade thickness is 0.12 inches or 3 millimeters for my non-Americans. You do have some basic jimping up here. Not too aggressive, but definitely something you can rest your thumb on there. You do have this little, not necessarily a choil, but it can be used as one right before the blade, and it's not super sharp. I mean, I do have some callus here, so I'm not really noticing anything too wicked sharp. The handle thickness, it's under a ½ inch. You're looking at 0.43 inches. Deep carry pocket clip, unfortunately for lefties like myself, I do not believe that it is ambidextrous. You can remove it if you want though, so that's something interesting. Now, overall fit and finish feels pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied. It retails for around $50. I picked this one up on Amazon. This is, under the same parent company as CIVIVI Knives, so definitely good quality, made in China, but definitely I haven't seen too many reports on lackluster quality from these guys. Now your locking mechanism, it's just a basic, I don't even know what you call this, a cross lock or whatever. Maybe not a cross lock. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but basically just push it to the side. You do have some minor jimping on there, so if you're wearing like some thin gloves or whatever, you could open it back up. All right, let's get into the review itself. We are going to start off with some basic cordage cutting, just some basic 550. Wrap it around, let's cut right up here. Yeah, definitely no issues there whatsoever. Now we got 4 loops instead of 2. Let's see how it does. Boom. Again, no worries there. Let's move on to some hemp rope. All right, we have some hemp rope here. Now this is kind of a small blade, so I'm kind of curious to see how it does with this. Ooh, yeah, definitely does not like that. Able to get through it with some pressure, not too bad. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, it's having some issues. I would probably stick away from cutting hemp rope with this. Overall, what I see this being is more of like a companion blade. So if I'm carrying like my Joker Nomad or something, but I want to carry like a pocket knife just for smaller tasks, something like this, or just around the town carry, it fits in my pocket pretty nice. But yeah, besides that hemp rope, no complaints so far. Let's move on to some cardboard. We have some cardboard, just a basic shipping box here. We're just gonna cut. Pretty slicey, I will say. That drop point on there is pretty nice. Definitely not so much for like stabbing or whatever, but it'll cut through that cardboard pretty decent. Let's see how it goes with piercing. Awesome. No complaints there. definitely can handle that cardboard real well. Something like this too, you're at home just carrying something on you so you don't have to get out a big fixed blade or a pair of scissors or whatever. Having something like this just to do minor tasks around the house is definitely a plus. All right, so final thoughts. Overall, I'm not overly impressed, but I'm not disappointed by any stretch. I definitely think it's a good run-of-the-mill pocket knife. Now, something I will say that as a pro of this, I love the G10 on there. Very grippy. I don't feel like my hand's gonna slip up. Now, I'm not noticing any sharp edges down towards this the hilt of the blade here where you fold it. That's something that is nice about this knife. Everything seems to be rounded off really well. I'm not noticing any sharpness anywhere on the steel liner in there. You do have a lanyard hole for those of you who do like having a lanyard on your pocket knives. The pocket clip, pretty sturdy. It definitely probably could get bent over time, but I don't think you have to worry about that so much. The blade, overall, I'm not noticing any issues with it. Nice and sharp. That hollow grind is going to be really easy to resharpen. Now, D2 does have pretty good rust fighting capabilities. You are probably going to get rust on this if you live in a somewhat humid environment or if you expose it in wet conditions. Definitely no complaints there. It's going to hold up a little bit better than, say, some high carbons. This is a better tool steel. D2 is one of my favorites for sure. The jimping's good if you want to get up there and use your thumb and like really get into cutting something. If you want to do some minor woodwork or whatever, probably could do it. I would say if you've got larger fingers, you might want to watch that edge here, the end of the blade. It is kind of sharp. I mean, I've got callus, so I don't really notice it, but definitely something to keep in mind. Now, I will say, overall, it fits in the hand pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. Again, $50 to $60 on Amazon from the CIVIVI store. No complaints. I definitely think it's probably a good entry-level pocket knife. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is this something you'd like to carry? If you guys would like to see a torture test or something on this, also let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.